Good evening. We begin tonight with breaking developments from the Southern Front. The long-anticipated clash between the Atlantic Connection Coalition and the North American Alliance finally erupted yesterday afternoon in what is already being called the Battle of Timber Gap. What began as a calculated offensive across the heavily irradiated Timber River has ended in a stunning tactical collapse for the NAA and the capture of one of their highest-ranking battlefield commanders. The conflict began on the early afternoon of June 28. The ACC had established a formidable defensive perimeter on the southern bank of the river. However, hours before the first shots were fired, sources confirm a major shakeup in the NAA command structure. Supreme Commander Phoenix was abruptly recalled to the NAA capital, leaving Lieutenant Commander Cordell Smith, director of the Alliance's Chemical, Biological, and Radiological Squadron, in charge of the entire offensive. For more on how this operation unraveled, we turn to our chief conflict correspondent.
It was a disjointed operation from the start. Lieutenant Commander Smith's CBRN squadron was heavily relying on a newly developed radiation blocker created by one of their own lead developers to safely cross the irradiated waters into ACC territory. Initial attempts to cross were met with punishing ACC gunfire.
What exactly happened on the riverbanks?
The CBRN squadron made several courageous, albeit sporadic, pushes across the water. But here is the critical failure. They received almost zero support from the standing non-military. Instead of pushing with the CBRN forces, regular non-infantry entrenched themselves on a nearby ridgeline, providing incredibly weak supporting fire. In a rare display of battlefield solidarity, even ACC defenders reportedly expressed respect for the sheer bravery of the stranded CBRN troops attempting the breach. To break the stalemate, the NAA resorted to aggressive drone-launched airstrikes. These direct hits devastated the fortified coalition lines, inflicting mass casualties, particularly among the ACC's freshly volunteered forces. Following a coordinated heavy bombardment, Smith's forces finally managed to deploy their device. They successfully nullified the radiation barrier, and Commander Smith himself led the heroic charge, punching a hole straight through the hardened ACC lines. Just as the CBRN squadron secured their foothold, the NAS standing military completely lost confidence in the operation. In a stunning dereliction of duty, a massive portion of the regular NAA forces broke ranks, disengaged from the front, and retreated into Alliance territory. This left the exhausted and limited CBRN squadron stranded on their freshly gained ground with no reinforcements. The ACC smartly conducted a tactical retreat, falling back to their secondary, dug-in positions at Fort Marcel. The isolated NAA forces were simply too exhausted to mount an assault on the vital stronghold.
We have official confirmation tonight that Lieutenant Commander Cordell Smith was captured alive during that sweep. Military officials state that Smith is currently en route to ACC headquarters for processing. He is expected to be airlifted out of the Timber Gap region by helicopter in the coming weeks. We will continue to monitor the fallout from this staggering NAA defeat and bring you updates as they come in.